Feminist Universe, and I am Anaya. This was supposed to be put out a very long time ago, but due to some circumstances, I was very emotional. My mental space wasn't at the right place where I wanted it to be, but then in that space, I realized that I can turn that into something positive because I am not the only one that's going through this specific thing that I'm going through, which is why I found it hard to heal from exactly what I was going through at the moment. And I realized that I'm not the only person, and I'm pretty sure that everyone has a story. So, topic of discussion is healing.
Okay.
So,
I'll go first. Wait, what's the question? I feel like, generally, because I feel like society kind of puts all three of those things into one bubble. It's not separated. It's just in society. It's just, it's just pain. So I feel like society expects us to just handle it, like, you know, and not really express it. And when we're expressing it, they tell us that we're weak, or or however we behave, we're acting on emotion. And you know, women are too emotional, and that's why they say like they can't trust women in positions of power because of emotional reasons or mental reasons. It ends up being kind of like a mental disability. Having too much, being emotionally vulnerable ends up being a kind of mental disability. But yeah, I feel like the government. I feel like
conspiracy theories. The government.
I feel like society definitely expects us to hold everything in and not really express how we're feeling at all.
You said women, but I also feel like when it's a man acting like he has pain, or like if he shows his emotions, it's sad how society makes like downplays it on it, or like you're gay, or you're too emotional, like or like toughen up, well, because you're a guy, you're not man enough. And that's so sad. I think that's even a thing, you know. And it has to do with so much generations, like how things were dealt with before, and how people weren't dealing with their issues. You know, people was just like, all right, whatever, under the carpet. I gotta pay these bills, because obviously it's a different time era now. Like we're millennials, right? So it's a different era now. But back then, like I could even imagine my own father, like. He wasn't sitting down with his mother or something like that, speaking about his feelings or whatever the case may be. Everybody just expected a man to just be like, whatever, nonchalant about everything. I think it's because society has done that to them, and it's played so much on their mental health that they're like, they're just expected to be that way. And then when guys aren't that way, or they want to break that, I feel like it's so sad that somebody's like, oh no, you're like, you can't rock with us, or with guys, and with guys, like, it's kind of like a form of bullying each other. That's deep.
Mm-hmm. What is a hidden wound that currently possesses you? Literally, this was the same reaction when she asked.
A hidden wound?
So it's something you've been like suppressing.
I feel like I know, because I've been dealing with it. I've dealt with it. I deal with it every day. And that's just the way that the relationship me and my father have. I think I deal with that every single day.
So you're immune to it.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna say immune to it. It's just a healing process, and it's also a part of me being the bigger person instead of being. Although it's not fair, because I see it that way, that it's not fair that I have to be the bigger person since I am the child. But I think as I've grown up and I've matured, if somebody that I love and I want to have a relationship with isn't gonna offer like the peace hand or something like that, I'm gonna be mature enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna offer that peace, whatever. Like we're gonna try to work this out. Although it hasn't been the greatest over the past few years, because if not, things are just gonna stay the same. And that's the thing about pain. When you're so hurt about something, you don't want to do that, because it is hard to do that and be like, no, I'm gonna be the bigger person and just be like, let's work this out.
Just to add on to what you said, I feel like what's really important is like forgiveness, and like when you forgive, it's not for the other person, but it's for yourself.
Amen.
I was in a long-term relationship with a guy that good the fuck man. I definitely feel like he cared for me and loved me, but we loved each other differently. I feel like our relationship started off super passionate, and so it allowed me to develop this really strong attachment to him. And when things started going south and the relationship started to get a little bit toxic, then I couldn't figure out, I became the kind of woman that I said I would never be. And I used to never understand why women have such a hard time letting go of relationships and with men or with anyone in general that wasn't good for them. You know what I mean? That wasn't good for them.
I feel you.
Although I loved him, and I still do love him,
Right.
it's hard. I'm still working through it, and it's fresh, you know. It's not like we've been broken up for a year. It's very fresh.
Right.
And I'm definitely dealing with it one day at a time. But it was very hard for me to kind of make the decision to leave, you know, through like breaking up and getting back together literally every other week or every 3 weeks or once a month or whatever the pattern became. That's tiring. I feel like he was very stuck on what he wanted and what he expected from me, and never cared about what I expected from him. I feel like in general we kind of expected things from each other that neither one of us were willing to give.
Deliver, right.
And it all had to do with personal characteristics. I'm too outgoing, I'm too like charismatic, like I'm too friendly, I'm too all of these things.
And your friends mean a lot.
Yeah, and I don't really think he understood that. I was stuck between like, you know, do I stay because I love him, or do I leave because because it's what's best for me?
I feel like we're expected to fall in love with potential more than the actual person. Like I feel like when it comes to like heterosexual women, and it comes to like a woman wanting a man, like it's like, oh well, he's gonna be this, he's gonna be that. But
So
like
I'm gonna deal with him and stick around.
So I'm gonna deal with him, and we're expected to do that because if we don't do that, oh, you're a gold digger.
What?
Oh,
Right.
you know, but then guys are over here expecting the world and
for
more.
women that already have their shit
Mind you,
together.
they're not really doing anything. So I just
You
feel
know,
like
nothing for me. Let me just say a comment about that. You know how you did not want to, in a way, necessarily, like you did change a bit, right? And you didn't want to change completely to what he wanted you to change to. It's crazy to me that that's like an issue in relationships, and this is a lot of relationships because I was going through the same thing, right? But here's the thing. You also wanted to change him in certain ways, right? Because you wanted him to be less mean, and it's common sense. Like I totally agree with you.
Us as like women, like we try so hard to not step on any toes and try so hard to keep the man happy, but it's like, what is he doing for us? Like, is he trying to make us happy? Like, is he like thinking, oh, if I do this, she's gonna react a certain way? Like, no, they don't think like that. So I feel like we just need to like not really like try to please them as much as we do, because we're hurting ourselves at the end of the day. We have to sit down and have conversations like this because we keep like self-expressing, we keep giving, but like what are we receiving?
Yeah, I wanna put my 2 cents in on this. What I need to currently let go is the fact that people do leave. People do leave, and all my life I'm so used to people leaving, friends, boyfriends, guys that I like. I'm so used to it that now I'm working on it. I'm so afraid to get attached to other people because I already know they're gonna leave me. never knows. I'm like, it's not gonna last. I don't set my hopes up for anything because that's why I don't want to get too close to certain people, because when I actually start to enjoy it, I'm like, yes, oh my god, I'm on it, dope, it's like, and they're gone. And that happens to me all the time, and it breaks me down and it tears away my heart so much because I'm such an emotional person, and I have daddy issues. Like, my father died when I was a baby, you know what I'm saying? So I want to get attached like this when a guy comes close to me, because I'm like, oh, you love me? Oh, you like me? Oh, you think I'm cute? Like, wow, okay, well, let me get a little close to you. I just would love for someone to fight for me. Yeah.
So I feel like people self-destruct when they don't heal. That's the worst attitude to have when you're going through it, when something just happened. You have to sit down and really get in them thoughts and be like, yo, so what just happened? You just got traumatized, you just got shooken up, right? Think about it. Like kind of dwell on it in a way. Like, right, sit in that and be like, okay, what just happened? Analyze it.
Figure out what the issue was.
Right,
Where did it start?
like where, like, was it doesn't even have to be like, was it me? No, it's just walk through it.
And when
don't try to ignore it.
When you soak in it and you really think about it, so many things that you would have never thought before would just start coming to you, like,
not just with relationships, but when things happen and you may have experienced a traumatic event or something like that, you still have to grieve.
Yes. People are afraid of that. They are afraid of it.
And some people are like, what am I grieving for? Like, what am I grieving about? Like, it's still grief. Like, there are 5 steps to grief. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know what all 5 of them are.
But we know that they're there.
I know that there are 5, and one is definitely denial. And a lot of people pretend that it didn't happen.
No, I feel like though it's because like we fear our monsters that are under our bed. Like, it's like,
and we don't fear consumer.
Yeah, and we don't intentionally like do it, but it's like if something scares us, like we want to run away from it as far as possible.
Yeah.
Because we're afraid if we attack it head on, it might like take us.
It's just too much for us.
Or show us something about ourselves that we're not necessarily ready to see yet.
Exactly.
The first time I ever fell in love and I had to break up and really like just cut it off completely off for me, all I did for a year was go out to a club with my friends. Don't get me wrong. Was it fun? Of course, you're having fun with your friends. But why was I doing it though? Why was I out so often, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Why was I
running away from it?
Right, because I was trying to forget things. Why am I getting drunk every single weekend? Because I was trying to run away from something. But it's still in my mind when I'm sober though. I might forget about it for 3 hours while we're out having fun with my friends, but once I go back home, it's back on my mind. And that's when I say you really have to deal with your pain or whatever had happened.
When you don't heal from like one situation and something else happens, it's gonna start to build up.
Yeah.
And then eventually when you have to deal with it, you have to face the pain, it's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too overwhelming, too much to bear, because it's like you have so many things that you haven't even paid attention to. You have so many issues.
They're gonna pile up.
You have so many issues that you haven't even attended to. That like when it comes to the time where you have to, it's gonna be too much for you.
Yeah. You're already going through anxiety, depression.
You start doing things that you don't even want to do. You start hurting yourself.
You start hurting you.
Right. Absolutely.
A lot of people tend to hold the people in their lives accountable for the things that they've been through. The best way to go about it is to forgive that person for how they did you wrong. That, like, forgiveness, it helps with you. It helps you internally. It helps the soul. It feeds the soul. You have to be able to forgive. You don't have to forget. We know that you won't forget, but you have to be able to forgive and move past it. You know, you can't go into a new relationship or you can't move into a different chapter of your life still holding on to,
because it's not going to be a new chapter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same chapter.
It's so important to self-reflect, because like, and really sit down with yourself and be like, okay, why is this happening to me? How do I feel? What have I done? Because you really like see like, oh wait, like I've been doing this to this person,
Right.
this, that, and the third. So it's really important to talk with yourself.
I literally came to the conclusion where, wow, I have hit rock bottom. And I look in the mirror, I don't see that girl. I don't see who I am. I don't know who is staring back at me. And that's because I let all these situations overtake me and define me that I lost control of my own story. I'm no longer the author of my own book. And I'm so grateful for the fact that I did reach rock bottom. So I can actually be like, all right, Naya, but now we gotta start over.
Very open and free in like the things that I do, and I like to speak very openly about my experiences. I like to like lead with my emotions, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I may not necessarily wear my heart on my sleeve, but I wear my emotions on my sleeve. You know, like I like to, and I feel like that comes with, you know, me liking to like create new relationships and meet new people and experience new things. You can't do that fully and really feel fulfilled if you're like blocking that part of yourself off. Like you have to allow yourself to be open. And I feel like when I'm being closed off, like when I don't want to be bothered, or I'm so sad. You know what I mean? Like I'm so sad. I may not even, and a lot of people know like when I'm sad. Like she be on it. My best friend Caleb be on it. Are you okay? Like, if I'm not texting, because I'm always texting or FaceTiming somebody. If I'm not texting or FaceTiming or on the phone, or if I walk into the room and my eyebrows are crooked, or you know, everybody's like, yo, what, like, are you good?
Are you good?
And you know, because of how open and vulnerable I am, typically it's so easy for someone to read when I'm not okay. I'd rather live my life being open and vulnerable than being closed off and not allowing anybody to kind of see the purest part of myself. And I am that way because I like to lead with my most true self.
There's not one person on this earth that has never felt pain in their lives, period. You're imperfect people. We are born with sin. Like, there's no way that you have never felt some type of hurt. So is it okay to be wounded? Yeah, because it's going to happen to everybody. Nobody, you may not acknowledge it, you may not be as like vocal as she is with her vulnerability, but it's gonna happen. It's happened to everybody. There's not one person on this earth, no matter how much money you got, how much whatever you got, how less, it's always gonna happen. So is it okay? Absolutely.
I think that about being open and stuff, I'm very open. I'm an open book. I know when a woman talks to me, or I come to a woman, I ask them those random questions. I come in a room, don't even know who you are. Have you ever got your heart broken before? And I'm not trying to spread my business. That's how I don't look at it like that. Because all these faces in the room, you don't know what people are going through. And you see women, and the women at my old job, so they would be so happy, just be, you know, so comfortable, so energetic, so loving, and talking to these women, whew. And you will just be like, how are you smiling right now?
Right.
And how are you smiling right now? And then I ask questions to random people because I know for a fact that they can help me. You need to talk to people. As women, we can't be afraid to be honest with each other.
Right.
We cannot be afraid to be open. I'm not sitting here trying to tell my business so you can tell the next person. I want you to help me, my sister. I want you to help guide me. Even if you specifically can't answer the question for me, give me advice. I need every help that I can take, because sometimes we think that we got all the answers when we don't. I learned so much things from different people. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And let me say, I commend both of you, because I do know both of you, and I've seen you guys like in situations where you guys have to speak to people, which I'm not that vocal. But I do want to say that that being, you guys being that way, people may see it as extra, but you're just being your most authentic, genuine, so nice, loving self. That's just who you are. But let me just correct this mindset. And I believe that too, because I'm very like, girl, like, even with just people, I'm just a people person. I love to love people. But that, everybody doesn't have the mentality.
You can't go into a new relationship and have it be something healthy. Whether it's a relationship or it's a friendship, you can't go into any kind of ship and expect it to be a healthy one if you have yet to fix what's broken within yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So it has to be done that way. That way, moving forward, there are no hiccups.
Yeah.